Hi boys, I've just got a video to show you going through the answers to checkpoint 2. Just covering those main skills. Remember, the key things that you need to do is convert units, you need to find the areas of the shapes, and secondly find the volumes. So if we start off looking at converting the units, so you can see that they're all centimeters, so that's okay. So the first thing we need to do is divide these up into two shapes. So you could do a rectangle and a triangle, or another option is that you could just divide it up into two trapeziums, which is what I'm going to do. See there, you end up with some symmetry, a mirror line above and below the line, they're exactly the same. Those two are the parallel sides, and those two are parallel sides as well. So if we remember the trapezium formula, which is area equal to A plus B over 2 times the height. So the key thing is we've got A and we've got B. Now this 7 here is the length of B, and this 2 is the length of A. So that means our formula becomes A is equal to 2 plus 7 divided by 2 times H, which is the height, which is the distance between your two parallel lines, which in this case is half of 5, which is 2.5. So we have to times it by 2.5. So we can simplify this a bit. Becomes 9 over 2 times 2.5, which gives us the answer 11.25. Now what we mustn't forget is that there's 2 of them, so this trapezium is the same size, so that's equal to 11.25, and that's equal to 11.25. So the total area is equal to 11.25 times 2, which is equal to 22.5 centimeters squared. Alright. So that one's relatively simple. You would have got the same answer doing the rectangle. You would have got 2 by 5, which is 10, and then you would have got a triangle with a base of 5 and a height of 5. So you would have got the same answer. Right, this one, I need to identify the fact that it's a trapezium again. There's a rectangle and a trapezium on top. The other thing is we need to convert the units. So that's 4 centimeters, and then make sure everything's right. So we've got our rectangle, which is 4 by 1. So the area is equal to 4 times 1, which is equal to 4. Now the trapezium again, terribly drawn trapezium. So it's 4, it's 3 on the top. So that's A, B, and the height is equal to 1. Now the reason it's 1 is because that's 1, and that gets me to there, and to go to the top, it's another 1 to make up the 2. So the area is equal to 3 plus 4 divided by 2 times 1, which is equal to 3.5 in total. So it means the total area is equal to 3.5 plus 4, which is equal to 7.5 centimeters squared. The next one, there's a number of ways that you could do it. You could separate it up. The key thing is that you're told that all the sides are 20 millimeters, which is equal to 2 centimeters. We're keeping it centimeters because just to keep it the same with all the others and to not complicate it. So you could create the 2 squares. I'll get my pointer. So you could get the 2 squares in a rectangle, but with a little bit more manipulation, you could cut that off. You actually end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares of exactly the same size. So the area of 1 square is equal to 2 by 2. 2 by 2 is equal to 4. So the total area across is equal to 5 times 4, which is equal to 20 centimeters squared. And that's our final answer for that one. Right, so this is the one that people tend to get have the most problems with. So the first thing I'll do is change that so it's centimeters. I'd remember that the area rule is pi r squared. Because our formula's got r in it, so the radius, we try to ignore the 4 here because that's a diameter. So let's work out what the radius is, which is 2. Alright, so if we can work out this area with a radius of 2 and take it away from the bigger area, which is 3 centimeters, we should end up with our answer. So r is equal to 3, so the area is equal to pi r squared, which in this case is equal to 3. Now the other thing that we need to remember is that because it's not a full circle, it's a half circle, we can divide that by 2 as well. So what we end up with is 3 squared is 9 divided by 2. So 9 divided by 2, 5. Now if I wanted to, I could quite easily go and work it out. Which is equal to 14.14. But it's there's a rounding error there, so it's much easier to leave it as pi. If you're confused by that, leave it as 14.414. Okay, so the area for the second one where r is equal to 2. Okay, so same formula as before, so pi 2 squared divided by 2. A little bit easier that you end up with 4 divided by 2 pi, which is equal to 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2, which is equal to 2 times pi, which is equal to 6.28 centimeters squared. So then the overall area is equal to 14.14, take away 628, which is equal to 7.86 centimeters squared. Always a good idea to say that you rounded it to 2 decimal places. This one's a little bit tricky. So easiest thing is that there's 2 trapeziums And rectangle, the area is nice and easy. So the base is 3 times the height, which is 9, because it's 27. Trapezium's a little bit more difficult. So that's B, that's A. A is equal to 3, B is equal to 9. Now we're assuming that this width is the same. So thinking that's 3. And also this trapezium is the same size. So if we double it, we get our answer. So the area of the trapezium is equal to 3, 9 over 2 times the height, which is 3. So that becomes 6 times 3, 18. And 2 times the area of the trapezium is 2 times 18, which is equal to 36. So the total area is equal to 36 plus 27, which is equal to 63. Yeah. So squared.